Alright guys, so check it out. This is the packaging. This here is our Whitney Spotlight Cam. Now on the front here, it kind of shows you a little bit more what's it about. Kind of showcases it kind of mounted on the wall. It has night vision, it has AI auto detect, has an auto light function. There's a lot of different cool features with this, but the most important thing is that it is cloud based and it's subscription free, which is absolutely a plus in my book. Now you can see what it looks like on the front here, kind of rotate it about, talks about a little more in terms of detail. So it does record in 2K, so that's actually pretty good compared to most 1080p cameras. And then of course you do get the night vision, which I already mentioned, two-way audio, 400 lumen spotlight, so it's actually got a pretty bright light, which you can go ahead and activate whenever it detects a motion. Has an alarm alert, glass break detection, human detection, so you can detect if it's an animal or a human, smoke and CO alarm sound detection. That's cool. So if the alarm is going off, it'll notify you, hey, something's up. And then of course it works via wireless as well. It is waterproof. So let's open it up and see what's inside. Alright, so we have a user manual. It works via AiDot, so it's quite simple. It's like a plug and play kind of setup. You can connect to it in like a variety of minutes. Now this here is our camera. A pretty solid looking camera here. So it does have the rotational base here. So it has a 360 rotational base, so you can mount it in just a variety about any other specific position. You do have the spotlight here. You have your camera. You got your microphone as well as your audio port. You have a light sensor. Looks like a little plug right over here for a micro SD card, so you can always go ahead and record it based off of a direct SD port, which is great. You have your barcode on the back for your QR code to go ahead and install it. Your speaker here on the side. This one's going to be just a plug into the wall kind of situation, so it does come with a power adapter. You can see the wire kind of running off on the side there, so if we did happen to mount it, let's just say like this, this wire here will allow us to go ahead and run it. However, if you don't like that position, you can always go ahead and pop this off here and then reposition the wire coming from the bottom. So it's just up to you in terms of that basis. It does come with some mounting screws as well as a reset key. And that is it in a nutshell. So let's go ahead and boot this thing up next and see what it can do. I got some startup lights here. Got a green LED and two looks like infrared lights kind of blinking about. Let's go ahead and open AiDot and see how this works. There it is. Oh, it's rotating.
Welcome. Please add the camera in the app. Waiting for Wi-Fi configuration.
That is pretty cool. So it actually has a motorized rotational panel. So if it detects a motion, it'll physically rotate. That is something unique. All right, so we're gonna click on plus here and we're gonna search up a device. Now, since this here is gonna be our first time adding it, we have to just search for it. Whitney Spotlight Cam, there we go. Connect. All right, and now we're gonna scan our QR code on the back here. This allows us to connect to it. Green light is flashing, that is confirmed. Joining our network. Now we're connecting. So it says waiting to connect.
Trying to connect Wi-Fi.
So far pretty simple stuff, not too complicated. Usually these things are a lot more difficult to set up, but this thing is actually literally on the fly. And there we go. Now we can go ahead and rename it to whatever we want.
Procedure successful.
All right, and now it's done. All right, now that we're all set and ready to go, I can click on my camera here and see exactly what the camera's seeing in real time. So right now we have a little glimpse of our studio there. And I can actually record, I can take a picture, I can speak directly through it. So if I hit record, right now it's currently recording everything that we see. Now if I pick up the camera here, check that out. So that is actually a really good quality camera. So this thing is recording in 2K. And I'm actually quite shocked on the actual quality of itself. Now I can also do a photo and then I can always speak directly through it. So if I hit speak, testing, 1, 2, 3. So pretty spot on. Now another thing is that you can rotate the camera. That is the first time I've ever seen this before, but if I hit right, watch, the camera's physically rotating. That is absolutely insane for a camera of its size. So it has its own little servo, allowing it to go ahead and rotate itself. How cool is that? So let's go ahead and bring it back forward, but you can do a full 360, which is absolutely stunning, and it'll give you a good variety of variation of view. And if I click on more here, I can see my album, I can turn on the light. So this is the light. So I have a 10% brightness, but then I also have Whoa, 100% brightness. That is a bright light. Wow. I'm like actually shocked on how bright that is. So you can use this as a spotlight. And you can control the percentage of the light too. Now it also has a functionality to automatically turn on or off. So based on if it's in the dark, it can detect a motion, which will go ahead and turn on the light. So if I go in setting mode here on the top right, you have the motion settings. So if I click on this here, motion mode, this will allow us to go ahead and detect if there's a human, a vehicle, pet detection, or a package detection. So that's kind of cool too. You can change the settings. You have a standby mode, you have a speaker volume mode. So if you want to increase the speaker volume on this, you can talk through it very loudly. Now, you can click on the access of the SD card. You have your screen rotational, you have firmware update, sound detection, auto light. So if there's a sound detection, it'll base it off of a glass being broken or like a smoke alarm or a CO2 alarm. That's only if it hears the sound, it'll notify you. Now, it also has an auto light function. So whenever there's a light or some kind of object detected, it'll turn on the light, so kind of shine on it. Or you can even do a timer as well. Now under more settings here, this gives you more functionality. So you can adjust everything. So you have night vision, you have microphone settings, etc. And then that is that in a nutshell. Now if I go in the settings mode here on the top, if I go into more again, I also have an alarm mode. So if I hit this button here, so that was the alarm, which was actually quite loud. So it's great in terms of putting it outdoors. If you detect an intruder, you have the full capability to go ahead and adjust settings. Now, this particular camera does have a night mode. So if I turn off the lights, we don't have clap-ons, but yes, if I turn off the lights, this here is our night mode. You can actually see the green LED indicating that we're now in night mode. There you go. So I just kind of like blocked off the light there, but you can see the night mode, and it is actually quite accurate. So look at that. Absolutely cool. So you do get that full functionality to go ahead and change the different settings. And yeah, I mean, it's actually a really good camera. So if I wanted to turn on the light, it's so bright. But you can see that the quality of it is actually really good. And overall, I have to say they did a great job with this particular camera. Now, other than that, let's just turn that off for a second here. There you go. Whew. Other than that, kind of gives you an idea what this thing's about. Now, if you guys had any questions at all, feel free to comment down below. Otherwise, thank you again for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Take care now. Bye-bye.